Hello, Matthew Stuckey here from Verity Baptist Church Manila and Verity Baptist Church Pampanga. Just giving you a quick missionary update. And so this past week we had a total of 132 salvations, which is one of our best results we've ever had. I'm not sure if it's our second best or third best result ever, but it's really high up there. It was a great week. Lots of people put in a lot of time with soul winning, and we had big numbers. We also had our highest church attendance since our special anniversary service from a few months ago, I believe. Or if not the highest, and the second highest. And this was even including with a lot of people out. And so we just had a big attendance, lots of baptisms and things such as that. So it was a great week. And I preached two new series. We preached introductory sermons on the common versus normal, where we're going to be covering things that are common in the Philippines, but not normal. And it was just an overview, so I didn't go too much in detail about it. But it's really not a series about talking about like the LGBT, which you might think. It's really talking about things that are common amongst believers or just normal everyday people, but are not normal. And as I mentioned, since society thinks that this is common here in the Philippines, the result is that people think this is normal. And the devil has a process of social normalization to make things that are very bizarre feel normal, whereas the standard is the Bible and the Word of God, and this over here is normal. And so, anyways, we talked about that, and we're going to go through a lot of different points here during this series. And also I preach a new series on the old paths in a question mark series. And so basically we're going to look at a lot of the Baptist traditions here over the next several weeks that are not biblical, but they claim are the old paths, even though the book of Jeremiah was written long before these traditions started in the 18th and 19th century AD. So it's a little bit ridiculous, but we'll go through that and continue the series on the life of David and also soul winning verses examined. We looked at John 5:24 in Pampanga. And so in Pampanga, as I went down there right after the services and right after the baptisms in Manila, I was holding my son, and my wife had said he'd been sick, and my wife, she just gave birth 1 week ago on Sunday with her daughter, but my wife's feeling great, recovering great. But then our son was feeling a little bit sick, and I was holding him, and it's literally like 1 minute before the service, and he just threw up all over me. He was sick, and so he's doing better now. He's been sick these last couple days, and so I had to change clothes. I actually preached in this shirt because I was wearing a dress shirt, tie, and dress pants, and everything just, it was a disaster. But anyways, he's doing better now, and my wife's doing great and recovering really well. And we're excited about the future with our church here. Obviously, we have our big mission trip coming up here in 3 or 4 weeks. In the middle of mid to late February. We're excited about that. We're going to have people coming from all over. We're excited to just have lots of people fellowshipping with us, soul winning, preaching in the schools, lots of exciting things taking place. So that's coming up, and we're also kind of excited as I'm kind of brainstorming in some various soul winning marathons we can do. This Saturday we're going to be doing a soul winning marathon in Pampanga. We're going to have 8 members from our church in Manila go down with the church there in Pampanga to go soul winning. But we're also going to have a soul winning marathon in Rizal Park for those that are in the southern part of Metro Manila from our church. And so we're kind of excited about reaching kind of new regions, new provinces, and I've got kind of in my mind over these next several months to try to reach. I want to do a soul winning marathon in Bulacan, Cavite, and a lot of different locations. And I know that there's a lot of online listeners. Hopefully we can try to really motivate people and get people to come out even if they aren't able to come to church because it might be long distance. So let us know if you're in Luzon and you'd love to be a part of one of those soul winning marathons. Obviously, an area like Bicol's probably a little bit too far south for us to do like a soul-winning marathon, but our members from our church wouldn't be able to go to that. But I'm hoping we can expand out a good ways, and as we get more churches started here in the Philippines, then, eventually we can have soul-winning marathons going on everywhere, and so we're excited about the future there. I also encourage you to listen to the sermons from the missions conference that was just taking place that Pastor Anderson and Faith Forward Baptist Church hosted. I didn't get to hear all the sermons, but the ones I heard were great. Both of the sermons for Asia, both from Pastor Jimenez and also Pastor Anderson, were really good. And I'm excited about the prospect of trying to reach Asia, and especially our area here in Luzon, but eventually some of the other areas as well, because there's like-minded believers that are going soul winning these locations. And one thing I want to highlight is even in some of these unreceptive Asian countries, there's definitely a lot of overseas Filipino workers that you can focus on. And even though Japan's not receptive, you might have a pocket of people that are very receptive. And so anyways, just continue to pray for our church. Things are going great here. And anyways, thank you and God bless.